Hello everyone, welcome to iFashi. If you've been looking for the tutorial on how to make this beautiful bubble dress or a bubble skirt, I'm glad you found this video. This is a two-in-one video. With this tutorial, you can learn how to make a bubble skirt on its own and also how to make this beautiful bubble dress. This is the part 2 of this tutorial. We already dropped the drafting video. Do well to check it out so that you can catch up with the continuation in this video. If you're yet to subscribe to iFashi channel, please do well to click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell because we drop weekly tutorials on this channel. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get into this tutorial. In our previous drafting tutorial, we started with the drafting of the basic bodice pattern of the upper parts because the down part of this bubble dress has to do with gathers. You don't need to draft that down part. So we went ahead to do the drafting of the front and the drafting of the back, and we went ahead to cut out. And after cutting out the front pieces, we went ahead to cut the back pieces as well. And in the drafting video, if you remember, I showed us how to achieve these back loops we have on this dress. If you do not want to attach the loops, you can just go ahead and cut this back pattern into two so that you have a center back and side back, and sew the back the normal way we used to do the back. But if you want to add these loops so that you'll be able to tighten or snatch it at the back, you are going to add the loops to your side back. Add the loops to your side back, and with that we have the pattern pieces out. The next thing is to transfer our patterns to our fabric, but before we do that, we need to cut out the skirt part first. So here's the fabric that I'll be using for this project. It's a 3-yard fabric, and I also have the lining with me. It is advisable to remove the down part before using the remaining pieces to cut the upper part because the upper part is in pieces. If you don't understand how to fold this peplum, I'll be demonstrating it on this pattern paper. First of all, you fold it facing down, fold your fabric facing down. After folding it downwards, you now fold it into two as I'm doing on your screen. You have it like this, and then you pick it one side to meet the other side. With this, you have folded it into 8 places. Watch closely. Let me repeat myself. I first of all folded my paper facing down, and then I folded it into 2. After that, I moved one side to meet the other side to give me this A shape that I have here. So with this paper demonstration, you understand how we folded this fabric. After folding it like this, you have this A shape. You're going to remove your waist measurement from the upper part. You're not using your waist measurement exactly. You're going to add 4 inches. Remember, the fabric was folded 8 times. So you're going to divide your waist by 8 and add 4 inches to your answer so that you have enough fabric to gather at the waist part. The reason I'm adding this extra is to have a wide waist that I can gather at that waist part. So after removing your waist measurement, the next you're going to do is to take your length from the waist downwards. Remember, we have already cut 17 inches for half length for the upper part of this dress. So you're going to place that 17 on the waistline and go down with your desired length. It must not be 17, please use your waist measurement, your half length measurement. So what I mean is, remove your waist measurement from the upper part of this folded fabric. Your waist divided by 8, you can add 3 or 4, depends on how wide you want it to be. The wider it is, the more fabric you will have to gather. Now after removing that waist measurement on the upper part, you're going to place your half length there and take your desired length. Remember to add 2 inches to this your desired length so that the lining can fold in 2 inches from the skirt. So if you need your skirt to stop at, let's say 33 inches like I'm doing, you're going to have to cut 35 because your lining will take in 2 inches from this bubble skirt. And after marking that the length out, you're going to go ahead and cut. And after cutting, this is what you're going to have. When you open it up, this is how it's going to be. This is the waist part, and then we have the down part. So we're first of all going to gather the down part first. You use a loose stitch to gather this down part. So if you were just making a bubble skirt without making a dress, this is how you're going to cut it. We'll cut one side open, which will be our zipper allowance at the back, right, which is what we just did, and then you have your skirt like this. The only remaining thing you need to cut is your lining and your waistband. So let's assume you're making just a bubble skirt. This will be your skirt, this is the waist part, this is the down part, and then you go ahead and cut your lining. but we don't need this band because we are making a dress here. So for the lining of this bubble skirt, you can go ahead and cut your lining the same way we cut this skirt part, the main fabric. That is if you have enough fabric. I don't have enough fabric, so I'll not be cutting my lining with the peplum style of cutting. I'll cut my lining with the second style of cutting this bubble skirt, which is cutting a straight fabric and gathering it like I mentioned before. So the piece of fabric I have here for my lining is folded into two and is 23 inches long. Please don't cut this 23 inches. I will even advise you cut your lining the same way you cut the main fabric, so that it will allow the bubble skirt to be flay and well pleated. If you notice, in my own, it looked like I was managing fabric, which I actually was managing fabric. And for the width, I have 33 inches. I measured 17 from the waist down to give me 33 inches. Remember, the main fabric is 35 inches. So the lining is 2 inches shorter, whether you cut it straight or not. And then here is our patterns that we'll be using to cut the upper part of this dress. So before I go ahead and cut the upper part, I'm going to prep my fabric by ironing my stay to my fabric first before cutting. If you've been following this channel, you know that we like to prep fabric before cutting, not after cutting. Also, when you're cutting, remember to add your sewing allowance, because we don't have sewing allowance on our patterns yet. So add your sewing allowance to your fabric when you're cutting. And then also remember to add extra inches to this sleeve that is going to the back of your neck. The length of this sleeve depends on how long you want the rope to be at your back. So I've gone ahead to cut both the lining and the main fabric. The center front is cut on fold, as you can see. So for the other part, I have 4 pieces of each, and the front I have 2 pieces of it. Now this is the skirt part and this is the lining, and we've cut out the upper part. So we are going to start with the skirt first. And the first thing we're going to do on this skirt part is to go to the sewing machine and gather the hem with a loose stitch. So on your sewing machine, you're going to reduce this button that controls the tightness of your stitch. After reducing it, you go ahead and run a long stitch all around the down part of your skirt. Mind you, this is not the waist part, this is the down part, right? You're going to gather it, and then you take one of the threads and start gathering the down part. You start dragging the thread, drag it carefully so that the thread doesn't cut. So I'm going to go ahead now and speed this process up so that we don't waste much of our time. So we'll gather the down of this skirt, and then I'll be right back to show you how it looks after gathering it. Now, after dragging the thread on the down part to achieve the gathers we have on that down part, I'll go ahead and turn the down part with a lining before we go upwards to start working on the waist part. Now, here is the lining that I'm working with, this straight fabric. Remember, I advised in the drafting video that you cut your lining the same way you cut your fabric, so that you'll be able to achieve the wideness and the excess to pleat. But since I did not have enough fabric, I cut my lining the straight format. So I'll go ahead now and I'll gather it up to the length of my waist circumference plus zipper allowance. After gathering the upper part, the down part, I'll now use the down part to turn the down of these skirts that I've gathered already. This part that I gathered in the main fabric is the hem, the down part, which is the end of the skirt. The part that I've not gathered is my waist. So on my lining, I will use this part that I have not gathered yet to turn the down part. Mind you, the part I gathered on my lining is the waist part. I just wanted to get out my waist measurement first. So I'll go ahead now, take it to the sewing machine, use this lining to turn this right sides facing each other. I'll place it right sides facing each other and use the lining to turn the main fabric, and I'll be right back to show you what I have. Now that I've used the lining to turn the down part, this is what it looks like. As you can see on your screen, I've closed the down part. I'll go ahead now and turn it out on the right side before we work on the waist. After turning it out to the right side, I'll pin down the both sides. These open sides are my zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead and pin them down on the 2 sides, and I'll arrange it on the table for you guys to see. Our bubble skirt is coming out already. Now that we have finished pinning the sides, we will now go ahead and pin the waist. When you're pinning this waist, you're going to go ahead and pleat it. Pleat it according to the excess fabric you have. That's how you're going to pleat it. This is why we added extra 4 inches to our waist earlier. You can go ahead and add more so that you have more pleats. And guys, look how our bubble skirt is coming out. I'll go ahead now and measure the waist with my tape to be sure I have my waist measurements and my zipper allowance intact. If you were just making only bubble skirts, you just go ahead and add your waistband and zipper, your skirt is ready. But now we are going to work on the upper part of this dress. Remember the pieces that we cut earlier? We have gone ahead to transfer our patterns to fabric. The next thing we're going to do now is to start working on this upper part. First thing I'll do is to pin them down the way we are going to be sewing them on the sewing machine. I'll take the center front and the 2 sides fronts, pin it together. I'll do the same thing on the lining, pin the 2 side fronts to the center front. I'll keep them aside and go ahead and also pin down the back piece. Now for this back piece, it's also very easy. You will go ahead and pin down the center back to the side back. I'll first of all go ahead and pin down the lining first. Remember, we notched our zipper allowance so that you don't mistakenly sew your zipper allowance. So I'm pinning down the center back to the side back now, and that is for the lining. For the main fabric, before we pin down the side back to the center back, we're going to go ahead and add our loops. Remember the loops that we mentioned earlier? This is totally optional. You can go ahead and just attach your zipper and sew your own without the loops. You can also go ahead and add the loops if you want to. So I'll pin down these loops that I've made. I made these loops, it's 0.5 inches wide. I'll pin it down to the side back. When you're pinning it down, make sure it faces the outside, like it's facing the zipper allowance. We'll pin down the center back on top and then we'll stitch it. When you open it up, this is how it's going to look. When you're stitching, make sure your loops are facing the zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead now, take these pieces to the sewing machine, stitch down both the main fabric and the lining, and then remember the fronts that we already pinned out. I'll stitch the 2 side fronts to the center front, both the lining piece and the main fabric, and I'll also iron out my seams when I finish stitching. And after doing all that, I'll be right back to show you guys what we have. So guys, I've stitched all my pieces together and I've also gone ahead to iron out my seams. Please endeavor to always iron your seam when you're working. It makes your work very, very neat. And when you're ironing these bust parts, especially these front bust parts, endeavor to use your bust ham to iron it so that you don't flatten it out by yourself with your iron. Use your bust ham to iron those bust parts. Now, I've also ironed down the back pieces. As you can see, our loops are well arranged and neatly stitched. So the next thing I'm going to do, these are the linings of the back, and the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the sides together. Join the back to the front on the side. So I'll take one piece of the back, join it to one side of the front, and take the second piece of the back, join it to the other side of the front, so that the upper part will be one piece. I'll repeat this same thing for the lining and I'll be right back to show you how it looks. Now we've joined our back to the front piece and we have this one piece all together. I've also gone ahead to iron out that side seam that I just made. So here's the main fabric and here is the lining. The next step now is to use the lining to turn the main fabric. To do this, you're going to place the 2 pieces right sides facing each other and you're going to make a stitch all around the upper part. Every part of the upper part, from the back all the way to the sleeves going backwards and to the neck and to the other side of the back. Remember to top stitch the neckline so that it will lay very flat. For you to be able to top stitch, do not start sewing everything at once. Start by stitching the neckline and the sleeves first. When you stitch those parts, you open it up and top stitch on your lining, and when you finish top stitching, you can now continue sewing the rest parts down to the side all the way to the back. I'll do this now and I'll be right back to show you guys. Now this is what we have. I've gone ahead to stitch all of the upper part, both the sleeves, the neckline, and all the way to the back, and we have them together in one piece. As you can see on the neckline, I top stitched. Remember to top stitch your neck so that it will lay very flat. Not just the neck, top stitch all of the parts you did except the sleeve, because that might be difficult, but if you can, top stitch everywhere. So after top stitching, you're going to go ahead and trim off the excess you have and notch all of the curved parts. This armhole, you're going to give it a notch. The neckline, you're going to also give it a notch so that everything will just turn and lay flat. After trimming off all the excesses that I don't need, I'm going to turn it to the right side and give it a very good press. Remember to always press while you are working. It makes your work very, very neat. I keep saying this, endeavor to always iron your work while you are working. Don't wait to finish before you iron everything. Endeavor to press while you work. You see how simple this dress is coming out already? We are done with the upper parts and we have also finished with the skirt. The next part now, after ironing, is to join this upper part to the down part on the waistline, and then our dress will be ready. Thank you so much for watching to this point. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Like and share this video so that it will be recommended to others out there who will be needing this tutorial. Now we have finished ironing. You see how neat it looks, both on the outside and on the inside, and therefore your job is as neat as this. Now that we're done with this upper part, we're going to go ahead now and join the waist parts together, the two waist parts. Remember to measure your waist to be sure they are both accurate. If they are not accurate, either you loosen this pleat that you have on the waist of the skirt or you tighten it if it is the other way around. Just make sure the two waists align before you stitch so that all of the pleats will be equal on both front and back. So after measuring, I'm good to go. I'll go ahead now and stitch it on the waistline. After stitching on the waist, the next thing is to fix your zipper. After fixing your zipper, you close down the remaining part of the skirt, and that is that for this dress. The waist has been closed and our zipper has been fixed. I'll go ahead and put it on now for you guys to see the dress we made together in this tutorial. You see how easy it is to make, and it is also very beautiful. We have come to the end of this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified when we drop our next tutorial.